Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Ready for a big Tuesday. We got some basketball. We got some good gas. And Dan, it's $5 Tuesday. Always a great Tuesday here at WagerTalk Today. Who we got today?
I'm pumped up, man. You know, we're always excited for the Tuesday show here when we get to give away, some plays for $5. People can check them out at wagertalk.com. But Ralph Michaels is going to kick us off, man. Basketball season is dwindling, but one final little breath for you guys is the Crown Tournament. Yes, the Crown Tournament. And we are going to have a play for you in Rutgers and Creighton coming your way from Ralph Michaels. Also, the Stat Daddy going to give you some trends, ATS over-unders. How have we cashed in March Madness, and how can we continue with the Final Four looming here? He's also going to give you a semifinal here in Tulsa and New Mexico. That is in the NIT tournament. So we're excited about that. And then Ross Benjamin coming on two NBA plays for you guys. Line moves have happened. Why have they happened? You're going to find out right here on Wager Talk Today. Andy's got winners for you and all around the world, Andy. I say we get into it, man. We're pumped up on a $5 Tuesday.
Absolutely. Let's play it. Let's play the $5 Tuesday.
Are you not entertained?
They love it when I turn off the bass.
Are you not entertained?
We're live.
Sorry. I was Night at the Roxbury.
I was just going to say we look like Night at the Roxbury there for a bit. Oops. Let's bring in Ralph Michaels, and we'll talk some college basketball.
The Pen.
Yes. Ralph, any thoughts for a Final Four? Let's start off with that, the big boys.
You know, I am actually torn. I may not actually have a play in the Final Four. Again, I'm not going to force action. I think the lines are correct. I think the totals are correct. I'll keep reading and doing some reading if I can get an edge or maybe a player's prop to use. But, are the four best teams there? No, not really. But, it is nice to see, a couple number ones and a 2 and a 3. And, it'll make it surely has shut up the other conferences with the Big Ten winning 3 straight national championships in football, and now having 4 Big Ten teams in the Elite Eight and 2 in the Final Four. Boy, we're going to hear a lot of crap if it's an all Big Ten national championship. It'll hurt the ratings, I'm sure.
Oh, please. People live and die to watch Big Ten basketball, Ralph. I mean, come on. Nothing like an Iowa game in December to get the heartbeat up. So
everybody above the Mason-Dixon line and west of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi. Yeah. I know my directions. Yeah, I can figure it out.
Yeah, you got it. We got there.
Well, let's go to the NIT here. Let's talk Tulsa and New Mexico semifinal game. It looks like New Mexico is about a -4 favorite over 161. Well, describe these teams for us. Tell us what you expect from this game.
Well, let me say this. In this game, we are talking 2 teams that are combined 55-17. I actually think there's less excitement from those teams than there are for my second game, which the teams are 14-19 and 15-17. Let me tell you why. First off, the NIT has lost a lot of its luster with the Crown Tournament. We'll talk about the Crown in a bit. But it's also lost a lot of swagger because the semifinals and finals used to be in Madison Square Garden in New York. Well, they weren't getting any people to come to the game, so they moved it to Hinkle Field. So imagine your 2 teams that were on the bubble. Yes, you're playing for an NIT semifinal for an NIT finals berth, but you have to do it in Hinkle Arena in front of a couple thousand people in the city where all they're going to do is see Final Four signs everywhere where the legitimate Final Four is happening. I think that's a negative motivation for these teams. On the season, as we always do, let's look at how these teams have done and if we think the line is correct. Tulsa 29-7 versus the number 127 schedule. 36 on offense, 139 on defense. New Mexico, 1 less win, 26-10, but versus a significantly better schedule, number 89 schedule, 56 on offense, 42 on defense. So I think the line is correct for New Mexico. Over the last couple weeks, Tulsa has the number 112 offense and the 110 defense. New Mexico, 56-99. So significantly better on offense, much poorer on defense. We look at Tulsa, and they were an elite three-point shooting team this year. They were number 32 in the country in three-point shooting percentage, and they were number 5 nationally in shooting percentage. Excuse me, they were number 37 in percentage of points from three, and they were number 5 nationally in a three-point shooting percentage. But down the stretch, those three-pointers really struggled. In their last 3 games, they shot 31.3%, 23.1%, and 10.5% their last 3 games. And this is the best three-point D they faced. Again, on the season, they shot 39%. In their last 6 games, they've gone 1-5 against the spread. Their only cover as a 5.5-point home favorite. Since December, the Golden Hurricanes are 1-6 ATS as a dog or a small favorite, and they're 0-3 against the spread in that role since February. We look at New Mexico. New Mexico comes in with 4 straight covers. They were at home, beat Sam Houston by 24 in the opening round of the NIT, beat George Washington by 25, and beat St. Joe's by 15 points. When we look at how these teams have done in away and neutral games, Tulsa ranks number 50 with the number 133 defense. New Mexico ranks number 42 with the number 36 defense. Finally, as a big favorite, the Lobos were not good. They went 7-10 against the spread as a favorite of 8 or higher. But as a dog or a single-digit favorite, a stellar 13-4, 76% ATS record. Tulsa struggles again with three-point shots. New Mexico gets the win and is team number 1 into the NIT finals.
Boom. We have one team set, according to Ralph Michaels. Comment below and let us know if you agree and how you're looking to attack the NIT. Ralph, the Crown Tournament. This again, it seems like it's a money grab, but it's still a chance for us to continue to bet on a little bit of basketball here. So tell some folks a little bit, I guess, about what the Crown Tournament, how it came about. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ralph, it started like last year, something like that. It's relatively new, correct?
Yeah, and it's the only conference, it's the only tournament that pays teams. That's the exciting part. So it's all power conference teams. They have agreements with the SEC and Big Ten that those teams automatically get in, the next teams that didn't make the tournament, and then they look for other power teams. So again, as I said, Rutgers was 14-19. Creighton was 15-17. So is there real motivation for these teams? Well, let me tell you why there's motivation. Last year, there were 16 teams. Nebraska won the Crown Tournament and turned it into a great season this year. The teams do not have to pay for travel. If you go to a bowl game, you have to pay for your own travel to get there. In this Crown Tournament, the teams get airfare covered. The teams get hotels covered. If you win this Crown Tournament, the players make $300,000. The players get to split this money. That's a powerful motivating tool, no matter what your record is. So when I look at these two teams, we look at what they've done. Rutgers, again, 14-19 versus the 48 schedule. Creighton, 15-17 against the number 41 schedule. Creighton, a little bit better. I still don't think they should be a 4-point favorite in this game. In the last 3 weeks, Rutgers has played to the number 81st best team, 58 on offense, 67 on defense. Creighton has played the number 116, 246 on offense and 36 on defense. The last 3-week numbers say Rutgers should be the favorite. For Creighton, we do have McDermott maybe coaching his last game. This was planned this entire year. Everyone knew he was retiring. So it's not that emotion of a coach just deciding at the end of the season, this is my final game, I'm done coaching. All the kids this entire year knew that Alan Huss was the head coach in waiting, and he will be taking over next year. In Rutgers, they have a team that was as banged up as any. That's part of the reason they only went 14-19. 10 different players started at least 3 games for the Scarlet Knight. No player started more than 29 games, and 8 players made more than 12 starts. Well, now that they had this extra time, they're a young team. They voted unanimously to play. The head coach, Steve Piquel, talked about how this team really feels they could win this tournament, get the cash, and it will keep several players from transferring and staying with the program if they get a win. So these kids are very excited to play in this tournament. Also, when you have 8 players making 12 or more starts and they're all going to be playing now, that is a huge edge for your bench. Rutgers already was top 50 in bench minutes. So your depth of your number 3, your number 6, 7, 8, 9 players, all are guys that started 8 or more games. To me, invaluable. Rutgers went 14-6 down the stretch since January, an impressive 70% against the spread. And listen to this turnaround. Early in the season, when he was trying to build his team with a bunch of new players, they were 0-8 against the spread with 3 days of rest or more. Since January, Rutgers is a perfect 8-0 with 3 days of rest or higher, covering by 7 points per game. That just shows their coach can keep them occupied, keep them prepared, and long layoffs has not only not affected them, it's actually helped them. Creighton, 2-9 against the spread with 4+ days rest or more. And the one cover was as a home favorite of 18.5 or more. Originally, when I looked at this game, I had no interest in it. When I read the Rutgers reports, the injury reports, the people that are now healthy and what they did, and the quotes out of the box, this is not only a best bet, but it very likely will make my client card. I just want to read the newspapers tonight and tomorrow morning. And if everything else goes, I will load it. So again, a true best bet and perhaps a client release on Rutgers. And this is one that I clearly sprinkle some on the money line with the dog getting the outright win.
Oh, we love to hear it that we have a dog here. That's right. +4.5 money line sprinkle. That is.
And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
Ralph, this does seem like one. This one obviously going Thursday. So, guys, I mean, I'm looking at my odds logic screen, and it's a hell of a lot of tickets. I don't know how many people are betting these games early, but we saw 3. Now we see some 4.5s. Ralph, I think you can even wait to shoot that in for clients and maybe even get a better number here. So yeah, I love the breakdown there. We're looking at the barking dog at the MGM Grand Arena here in a little Crown tournament action. Ralph, I know that you said you may not have a play in the Final Four. Do you have any stats that we can give for the folks? You are the pen, after all. So any trends that we've kind of seen, maybe any year-over-year stuff that you can have for the folks to get ready to bet the Final Four, even if it's not something that you might have a ticket in hand on?
Yeah, again, guys, it's nothing wild. Remember, this is a small sample size. There's only 2 games a year, and the situations change every year. But I will say this. Since 2014, the favorites have gone 11-9 against the spread, 11-8-1 over-under, but they are 0-4 over-under the last 2 years. If a team like UConn is off a win as a dog, they've gone 2-9 straight up, 4-7 against the spread, and 5-6 over-under. And if you say, does a team have motivation if they lost the same season matchup and now they're playing again in the Final Four? Well, UConn beat Illinois in November. And let me say this. Since 2010, there have only been 9 games where the teams met in the regular season and are meeting in the Final Four. the team like UConn that won the first game has gone 8-1 straight up and 7-1-1 ATS. Because honestly, beating a team in the regular season has absolutely no effect. You're playing in the Final Four. You losing or winning a regular season matchup, I don't think matters one iota, but I did just want to mention the same season revenge. Again, no one can have more motivation than another team when you get to the Final Four in the national championship. So I throw those numbers out, but I just want to make you aware of them. If you hear them on other sites, that is the legitimate data.
I love it, Ralph. What do you got locked and loaded? $5 is how people can hop in today on $5 Tuesday. WT.buzz/RM. Quickest way to head on over there. And what are folks going to find, brother?
Number one in college basketball in the regular season. Number one season to date, including March Madness. Last year in March Madness, I was number one. I have a $5 Thursday NIT play loaded for you. And I do have a top-rated 5% college basketball play. It goes Friday. Grab it right now. Just $35 from WagerTalk's number one college basketball handicapper.
Stay hot, Ralph. Always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Dan. I know. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the Colorado Rockies covered yet another run line? So they're now 4-0, and meanwhile the Marlins are 0-4 on the run line. I'm trying to figure out when to jump in because Colorado covering 4 straight run lines. Do you wait until it gets to 5-0? When does regression come? Is it now?
I mean, did we miss out? You know what I mean? Like they're just playing in 1-run games. That's simply just something that cannot be sustainable. So 4-0, Andy, a trend does not quite make for me to start the year here in MLB action. Personally, if this becomes something, oh my God, they're a run line darling this year, then maybe you look to pick your spots with them. But yeah, I think we missed out on riding.
What is a trend? 5? What do you need to see?
See, with baseball this early in the year, I just don't know if you can really extrapolate anything. So yeah, 5-0 is certainly a streak 2 months into baseball season. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's just there's so much variance with like yesterday, what it was, the Dodgers were like almost like a 290 favorite. They lose to the Guardians and it was a 4-1 game. They never even had a chance, you know? So yeah, good point by Rex. That's just kind of a year-over-year thing. You know, the Rockies are a little bit different. Plus, Rockies are home, bet overs. You know what I mean? Like that's just year-over-year stuff that you play.
Yeah, absolutely. I love betting on the Colorado Rockies. I don't know why. I just like fading the bad.
It feels right. I love the purple in the unis. They got solid unis. It just feels good when you're betting a stinky ass franchise like that.
Yeah, I mean this is what's crazy though. These 4 games have been on the road. You know, they won 14-5 yesterday.
That was my point.
It's just crazy, wild stuff. All right, $5 Tuesday. Really excited, guys. We had a $5 tennis play that was going to start this morning. It got delayed. It doesn't start till 5, so you guys still have access to that. It's a $5 tennis play, 11-2 run in tennis, and it's in my favorite market, the doubles. We said at the beginning of the year, tennis doubles is an exploitable market, and boy, have we proved that right. 6-0 run in tennis, plus 28 units in there. It's an odd market to get involved with, but man, has it paid big time dividends. So it's $5 up. We got a $5 baseball play, and we also got a $5 hockey play. But I'm going to give you the guys that hockey play.
I have a feeling I know what it is. Yeah.
If the Boston Bruins are playing, everyone knows what my hockey play of the day is. You don't need to overthink it that much. He's back, baby. 29-5 run on that player prop. We'll go over that one. So, all right, let's bring in Ross the Boss Benjamin and talk some NBA. Ross, you got a couple of games to break down. How are you, sir?
Boys, how are you? Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yep, absolutely. I'm excited about your take on the Knicks and the Rockets. We got Cavaliers and Lakers as well, but something's wrong with the Rockets. And I just go back to this. This is just a weird season for them. Like you have they lose Van Vliet to start the year, so now they don't have a point guard. They're piecing it together, and then over the All-Star break, Kevin Durant pretty much gets busted using burner accounts to bitch about his own teammates, and they just have not looked. They haven't looked the same. I mean, that story should like dominate the news, but it's like the 10th weirdest thing that's happened in the NBA. I mean, we had a player getting paid millions of dollars from a made up landscaping company, for God's sake. Like
Soap opera.
We had a head coach get busted working for the mob in fixed poker games. That was another thing that happened that feels like 100 years ago. It's such a stupid, weird season here. But I'm totally out on this Rockets team. I don't care who they play. To me, they're a bet against. But what your take here? What do you think about the Rockets and the Knicks?
Well, I agree with you, Andy, in terms of the Rockets. They seem like a more talented team than what they're doing on the court so far. And you got to believe by Kevin Durant's comments you just mentioned that, there's a little bit of internal strife there. The Knicks are coming off a 111-100 loss at Oklahoma City on Sunday. Nothing to be ashamed of there, as a lot of teams could look bad against Oklahoma City on the road. However, the Knicks are 5-1 straight up in ATS in their last 6 games, in which they scored 100 points or less in their previous contests. And all 5 of those wins came by 22 points or more. So after a game where they get held down offensively, like they did on Sunday, they come back with a vengeance in their next game. So teams like Houston, 530 to a 600 win percentage. I call them fringe teams that are on the cusp of being considered a championship caliber team. And the Knicks in their last 3 on the road against teams like Houston, 3-0 straight up in ATS, winning by 22.7 points per game. In terms of rest in this matchup, the Knicks clearly have the edge there. It's their 3rd game in 6 days, while Houston will be playing their 3rd in 4. The Knicks over their last 6 games, despite that just 100 points scored in the previous game, they're still shooting 50.5% from the field and over 41% from the 3-point line over their last 6 games. So they've been performing well offensively. And you mentioned Houston and how they drive you crazy, because every time you look at the talent level there, and there just seem to be teetering with mediocrity, especially over the second half of the season. Well, over their last 6 games, Andy, they're just 8-8 straight up. And since the start of last season, the Houston Rockets, when playing in game 42 on, basically the second half of the season, have gone 1-13 straight up when they face teams like the Knicks with a 600 to 700 win percentage. I like the Knicks here. Now, the line here is interesting because it's anywhere from +1.5 to -1.5 for the Knicks. I use +1.5. Obviously, I shop my line, but I would take the Knicks anywhere between +2 and -2 in this game.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, Kevin Durant is pretty much on pace for one of the weirdest NBA careers we've ever seen. Like, you just go down the list with this guy. It's a wild one, man. So let's break down the next game. We're going to the Lakers and the Cavs, the rejuvenated Lakers, the suddenly nobody wants to play this team in the playoffs Lakers, going up against the Cavaliers. Ross, have you seen what Darius Garland's been doing recently?
I'm sorry?
Have you seen what Darius Garland has been doing after Cleveland traded him now that he's
I
healthy?
have not, because I don't pay attention to players. I just like to beat a number. But anyway, tell me.
Well, he's kicking everyone's ass. Like he's making that trade look really bad from a Cleveland perspective. So Cleveland, it looks like they probably get Jared Allen back tonight. That's going to should be a big boost here. How do you break down the Cavs and the Lakers?
Well, I tell you guys many times, and I've told people who watch me on YouTube or on our YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV, that, if you think like an odds maker, more times than not, you're going to be right. And it's not a guarantee, but it's a nice foundational starting point. When you see something like this, the Lakers are just a 2.5 point favorite here. and they've won 15 of their last 17 games. And they're getting Luka Doncic back from a 1-game suspension, and they're only minus 2.5. Why? Well, when you look at inside the numbers, the Lakers, first of all, when they have a point spread of between +3 to -3 at home this year, they're only 8-6 straight up in ATS. When the Lakers play a team with a winning record like the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're just 9-8 straight up in ATS at home. So it's not like they've been beating up on the weak at home this year and been pretty mediocre when playing good teams in LA. Cleveland, on the other hand, 3-0 straight up in ATS since the start of last year against the Lakers. And not only did they win and cover all 3 of the matchups against the Lakers, including a 129-99 home win versus the Lakers earlier this season, but in those 3 wins, they all came by 12 points or more, and they came by an average of 22 points per contest, something in that area there. I can't recall 22 points per contest. And also, they held the Lakers in those 3 games to 24 for 95 from the 3-point line, which is just 25.3% by any standards, college basketball, NBA, or any league you want to talk about on the professional level. 25.3% 3-point shooting over a 3-game period of time is terrible. And I just like, I have to look and, I'm thinking like an odds maker here in Cleveland, by the way. We talked about the Lakers, how hot they are. Cleveland's won 6 of their last 7, Andy. And I'm starting to think that this team is starting to peak at the right time. And like you said, they get Jared Allen back tonight, and that's going to help them more defensively than offensively. And I think Cleveland comes out on top here. I'm going to take the points with the Cleveland Cavaliers +2.5 over the LA Lakers.
The Cavaliers are interesting because they actually they called their shot. They said we played too hard in the regular season last year and we were burned out and injured in the playoffs. They said we're not doing that. We're going to try and get our guys healthy into the playoffs. You said it. Peaking at the right time. The East is wide open. Man, that's a.
And why are the Lakers just a 2.5-point favorite here? You know what I mean? They're one of the hottest teams in the NBA as well.
Public team. Yeah, the books might be telling us a story. So
exactly. Odds maker.
Update on your Sabres. How's the mood up in Buffalo?
It's great. It's great. Little bit of panic set in when they lost 3 in a row, but 2 of those came in overtime, so they're able to salvage 2 points out of it. But they bounced back on Saturday night, which I was there. Nice. At the game, and they won 3-2 in a shootout, which was a huge win. Their magic number is now, I believe, 6 to 8 points, depending on what team ends up, what team we're looking at. So 98 points. We're looking at a 100-point season. It's been a long time since we could say that with the Buffalo Sabres. We're looking at a chance to win 50 games, which has been about 20 years since we could say that as well. So things are looking up. Looking forward to the playoffs for the first time in 15 years, Andy.
Exciting stuff, man. You got me becoming a Buffalo Sabres fan. So
I got no dog in the fight. I just want it for my man Ross.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
What do you have up for $5?
Yeah, $5 Tuesday NIT winner on Thursday. So my college basketball has been rolling pretty good. Not only through the NCAA tournament, but since December 31st, we're 89-57, 61% with our college basketball premium picks, including hot streaks of 29-15 with my last 44, and 55-30, 65% with my last 85. So in the NCAA tournament, guys, 2-0 on my 5% best bets in the NCAA tournament. Also, NCAA tournament since the round of 64, 13-7. I will have a 5% best bet on Saturday in the NCAA tournament. That will be up in the Final Four, I should say. That will be up later this week. And don't forget about baseball. Off to a little bit of a slow start, 3-4, but the same thing occurred last year. But I ended up number 1 during the 2025 MLB regular season, up 77 units at the end of the regular season there. And then also all sports, a little bit of a tough week this week, losing 6 units over the last 7 days, but still a plus 195 units since May 13th of last year. Number one during that time period, number one in the 2025 calendar year when it came to all sports plays. And, you take advantage, folks, of that 365-day all-access pass, which goes for $14.59, I believe, $540 off the normal price. It amounts to, I believe, somewhere around $4 a day. And I just gave you all the long-term numbers. If you're somebody who likes to bet on sports on a daily basis or on a regular basis, that's the way to go, folks. It's the biggest steal on the ticket.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ross, continued success with your Sabres, continued success in all your sports. Good luck in all your bets tonight. We're going to be Knicks and Cavalier fans tonight. So thank you very much,
Yes,
Ross.
have a great week.
Thanks,
too, Ross. The boss.
Let me pull up I'm a lunatic. What is a parlay on those? Somebody look it up.
Putting them together.
Yeah.
I thought you were literally like, what is a parlay? And you were about to break that. This is
They get 3 parlays today.
So I was like, wait, what? I was like looking at the chat. I was like, did somebody ask what a parlay is? If you did, hey, nothing wrong. We're here to educate you. But
yeah,
it was a little bit thrown there, Andy.
So Bill's been taking unders on the Giants. I got some stats here for everybody. Okay, who has gone under? There's 4 teams that have gone under in all their games to start the season: the Braves, the Royals, Yankees, and the Giants. So Giants are 3-0 to the under, Yankees 3-0, Royals 4-0, Braves 4-0. However, last year, though, interesting, Giants were 75-76. So it wasn't long term. Yeah, you're just flipping a coin. The big winners on the unders last year were the Reds that went 94-61-9, the Pirates 93-62-7, and the Orioles 92-65-5. Those were your big under teams from last year. So the A's are also horrible. Yeah, the A's, though, their pitching is so bad that they kind of like they make get over just with how bad their pitching is.
True.
Who's only one team is undefeated on the overs, Dan. That is your Philadelphia Phillies. 3-0.
Yeah, that doesn't. That's because they've been blowing games left and right. So that shouldn't really surprise you. I was just reading and I saw one person commented because there was this whole kerfuffle. So when the Phillies win, they would play the High Hopes song that was Harry Kalas singing. We got high hopes. It was a whole thing, and there was like this big. The family wanted them to pay like $20 million for the rights, and it was like this big back and forth. And then people are like, big brain stuff by the Phillies. They don't have to pay anyone $20 million if they just don't win games. Then they don't have to worry about playing High Hopes after the game. So yeah, they're playing. But yeah, it's looking like Phils are a pretty big favorite today here. 184, 194. They're taking on Washington. And again, the total's sitting there at like 9. So if you just want to keep on going with the over, seems like everybody is, because 66% of the tickets on the over, 93% on the money of the money is on the over. And Andy, it is hot and humid here. So it will be a friendly ballpark to the ball flying there at Citizens Bank Park. So if over is your flavor, join 93% of the money that is also on the over in the Washington and Phillies game.
You can parlay the Knicks and the Cavaliers together. Wow, 3-1. 3-1. Not bad.
The Ross the Boss parlay? The Ross the Boss parlay? Let's go.
Parlay. Now that breaks like you never want to parlay NBA money lines together. Like don't do that. But I'm just saying for fun.
We're just saying if you did, it would be 3-1.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think what would happen if that was my $5 Tuesday play, like an NBA money line parlay. No. We need to spice up the day here a little bit, Dan. So this tennis play, this is going to be a a let it ride. This is going to be the
We got to let it
start
ride
of
play today.
Yeah, we need some energy. I'm just having a very blah Tuesday.
I feel
It's kind of gray outside. Nothing going on. So let's spice it up. The $5 tennis play. This is going to get us off to a good start. Love this tennis play.
And
It's in doubles, so let's rock it. So,
what time does it go at, Andy?
Well, it's scheduled for 5:00, but these plays, these matches have kind of moved. They had some weather come in, so it's scheduled for 5. Doesn't matter. Just go get it now.
$5.
Yes.
$5, WT.buzz/AL. New Let It Ride starts today. And if you haven't tuned in daily, we got a new ladder that we're starting. People call it the ladder challenge. Andy and I call it the Let It Ride challenge because we don't bet it every single day. It's when we have a play that we like enough to say, hey, this is the next leg. So grab that play up right now, WT.buzz/AL. It goes at 5, folks, 5-ish. So you got some time to go and grab it. I highly suggest you do because Andy, we'll be letting it ride alongside you.
Let's do it. All right, let's do all around the world, and then we'll open up another baseball here.
Cool.
I have one that it's kind of got some numbers to back it up, but interested in your thoughts on this first one. Dodgers Guardians, Ohtani under 17.5 outs. My thinking is, why would the Dodgers want to run this guy into the ground at the beginning of the season? That's literally my thought process here. Is
End of
like,
handicap.
why would you leave him out there for all those innings? A stat is, I believe, his first 12 games last year, he didn't go over. And it was only till way late in the season when he went over 17.5 outs. And when he did, he only got to 18. So they only let him pitch 6 full innings. So I think early in the season, you might get the early hook here. Pitch count down a little bit. Why get your hurt? Some pitcher yesterday tore his hamstring or something. He's out for a long time. Yeah. So yeah. Let's go to the Pistons and the Raptors. Dennis Jenkins over 14.5 points. So his point total was at 16.5 points. He went under against Minnesota at 13, and then he had 15 against the Thunder. So they drop him to 14.5 points, and I don't really get it. He's getting 12 shot attempts. He's making 6 of them. The last 2 games, he hasn't attempted a free throw, but before that, he was getting to the line. There's a Raptors team that gives up 25 points per game to point guards. I am pretty surprised the books lowered this number. So 14.5. I see some 15.5s out there as well. So if you're playing it, you're playing 14.5. And then, Charlie McAvoy over half a point. It's still minus 150. Meanwhile, there are other guys. There are other guys that it's minus 220 for them to have a point, and they just keep hanging a minus 150 on Charlie McAvoy. This play is now 29-5 in the last few games. They were losing 3-0, and then I think he scored a goal and an assist to end the game. So it ended up being close, and then it just hit because it's Charlie McAvoy. So that one's minus 150. So I love this one. So.
All right. It's our boy. Oh, I love this part of the day. Unboxing time, Andy.
If this, I hope this baseball doesn't fit the theme of the blah, but I have a feeling it might.
Oh, yeah, we should open the one that we opened yesterday. Our $20 cruise baseball.
Yes.
My favorite.
So this is a mystery autographed baseball. We've been opening these. I've only got a couple left. Hopefully, we big one. Dan is going to see how much they're selling for on eBay. We pulled a couple good ones. Couple. So, all right, here we go. Drum roll, please. And Kendall George. He is a Dodger. They selected him in the first round of the 2023 Major League Baseball draft. So he's a young guy. So he does not have a lot of stats.
We're seeing him sitting at 60 bucks.
What?
On the market. He's $60 here for a Kendall George.
No.
That's what I'm seeing here. $59.99 or best offer, Andy. Your best offer, your best offer might be $15, but it's listed currently. Trying to see if there were any recent sells, because then we also have ones that are down at $24.99 for a Dodgers specific baseball.
Okay, yeah, the 24-25 sounds a lot more in the range.
It sounds like Sid Graphs over on eBay markup. Looks like for him. So you're trying to get that little markup.
Ball's been listed.
You got a good offer here, or best offer. They'll give you
a quarter,
25 cents.
Yeah, you're right. Minor leaguers technically have potential. Yeah, if they're in a good farm system. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you really want to pay for potential in a baseball? I mean, I know teams do because they need good players, but I want a Hall of Famer like Andrew Jones. So, all right, that is going to do it for us. Thanks so much, guys. It's $5 Tuesday. Get as many plays as you want. All handicappers have at least one play up. Some of us, like myself, have multiple plays up. So we're looking for a big day. 4% lacrosse play just went in for all access clients. So if you're interested in that, we're still running the buy 3 days. Get 3 days free added on there so you can lock in all of our plays. It's going to be a big day. Let's do it same time, same place tomorrow. Good luck on all your bets, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.